everybody, and welcome to the Business Book Bistro, where you can learn from fellow authors what's working for them to profit from their book. You're bound to discover new ways that you might make more money from your book, too. I'm your host, Cindy Carruthers, also known as the Beyond Book Sales Coach, and today I am thrilled to welcome a pioneer and expert in the indie publishing industry, Karen Hodges Miller. Karen's been active in publishing starting way back with print newspapers. You remember those? And she started Open Door Publications to help authors write and publish their books long before indie publishing became as popular as it is today. And all of that is for me to say that she's got the experience and the chops to know what she's talking about. And with the launch of her latest book on April 15th, she is in the midst of promoting and testing what's working, trying new things to get the best results. And she is going to share that with us today. I am so excited to have you, Karen. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Cindy. And what would you like to know?
Well, let's start out with an easy one, I think. Why don't you tell our listeners who your book is for and why you wrote it? Like, what's the purpose of it? And who would be interested in finding out more about your book?
Okay. The book is called How to Sell Your Book Today. And it is basically, I'm going to violate one of my rules. I'm going to say it's for anyone. But it is for authors. It is for authors who are in the midst of trying to sell their book, particularly in a pandemic when all of their book marketing used to be based on giving seminars and in-person events. And the great news is books are selling better than ever. There has been a 62% increase in books, videos, and music sales, and they're clumped together. They were clumped together in that category in the chart I read, so I can't break it down to exactly how much increase there was in books. But from May of 2019 to May of 2020, increase in books, videos, and music sales. And so the other good news is a lot of people are writing books because what else do you do in a pandemic when you can't go anywhere? You sit down and write that book you've always meant to. But that means that book authors are having more competition than ever. So if you write the book and put it on Amazon and expect people to come, you're going to be disappointed. So my book is for that person who is trying to market their book.
All right. And it's, as you said, so apropos for today because everyone's either sitting at home fighting with their spouses or whoever's in the house with them, or trying to find neutral corners. But many of them are writing books, and that's great. So you've written your book, and you're starting to promote it now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you're promoting it? What are what were your goals? What are your strategies? What are you doing? What's working? What's not? Talk for a few minutes about all of that good stuff.
Okay. Like many of the people in your audience, my book is designed to tell people about my business, increase my credibility, gain more clients for myself. And it's all about me.
Was that goal with the book? Obviously when you write a book, you've got a couple of goals. You want something for the audience, but it should do something for you and or your business. So
I always tell people to make sure that you have both those goals. What do you want the book to do for others, which is to tell them how to better market their books, and what do you want it to do for yourself? And I have the typical business owner's goal. I want to increase my credibility and my client base. So I've done a lot of research over the years. I had started a lot of information on ebook marketing, or not ebook marketing books through digital. So digital marketing, and felt that I was missing something. So I spent a few months really researching everything out there to find the best ways to market your book. The bad news is there is no magic bullet. There's not one thing that you're going to get to that bestseller list and stay there. You can get to the bestseller list, but you won't stay there. So after doing all this research, I came up with what I am calling my 100 review marketing plan.
Okay.
It's a book launch plan, and it is about not so much selling books the first week, although you hope to sell books to the people who review it, but getting reviews. So why reviews? Number one, most of the people who buy books online look at reviews. Something like 75% of people say they look at reviews to make up their mind if they're going to purchase a product. And if you've looked at a book that has that one or two lonely reviews by the author's mother and best friend, they're kind of sad. And I've got a couple of books out there that look like that myself that I have not bothered to market. But yeah, a book with no reviews is a sad thing. It's like seeing a book launch. If you've ever walked into Barnes and Noble and seen a poor little local author sitting at a table all alone launching his book with no one there, that's what a book with no reviews looks like. It's like nobody likes me. And we all want to be that person who's chosen first in phys ed. So that's what book reviews do for you.
Okay.
So the first thing to do is get 100 of your closest friends and relatives. Find their email address. Make an Excel spreadsheet with the name and the email address and send them an email. And the email is going to say, for the past X months, years, I've been writing a book. It's all about, and you're going to spend only a sentence or two explaining the book, because we can all drone on and on. And I need your help. I need you to write a review. Will you promise me that if I send you a free PDF of this book, you will put up a review on the day the book is released? So you want to coordinate the reviews to go up on release day. Now, in my case, I am releasing this book on April 15th. I've got the pre-order up. I have just started sending out my emails to everyone, and I am hoping to get people to review it. I hope that some of these people, since they are people who know me, they might also buy it, because one of the things about Amazon is you could only put a pre-order up for a book, for an ebook. You cannot put up a pre-order for a paper book. Wow. So put up your pre-order, put it up early, and don't put your paper book up until a day or two before the launch. Try to coordinate it. It will be difficult to coordinate it exactly on April 15th, for instance, but I'm going to work to get it there as close as possible. Now, there's some problems with this in that sometimes Amazon says you have a business relationship with someone or a personal relationship with someone and won't let you put up the review. That's why you use 100 people. There's all sorts of ways that Amazon decides this or thinks they decide this, and some are work and some don't. And you just ask and hope to receive. So that is the basics of it. And let me know what other questions you have here.
Well, that's what you're doing. Have you sent any of your letters out yet so far to people?
I have just started sending them out, and I've gotten several people back already. You know, I say 100 people. I went through my email list and came up with 77. As I keep sending out more emails, I think I will notice more people that I missed on that first run through. But yes, I have got out of the first 10 that I sent out, I've got 5 people who said, yes, we'll be happy to do this.
50% response rate is, I would say, pretty good.
Yeah, and this is why you start with friends and family. because they are much more likely to say yes.
Yeah, it's always good to have a quick win. Nobody likes, like you said earlier, nobody likes to be sitting in the corner waiting to be picked. Nobody likes rejection. So if you can use friends and family, um, especially hopefully if they have different last names than you, because you're right, with the Amazon algorithm, nobody knows how they pick these things. I mean,
nobody does, except, I always say I am so lucky to be a Miller, because if they banned everyone named Miller, it would be 1/3 of the population. So
Millers and Smiths, yeah, that's it. So,
yes, yes.
so we will have to have you come back in a couple of months, and you can tell us then how it actually worked, because you don't have the results on that yet.
Don't have results yet.
So
I will be doing
leave reviews, so that's good.
I will be doing a talk at the Princeton, New Jersey Library at the Author Day on May 1st. I don't have the exact times yet, but yeah, I would love to come back and talk with you then. But you can also check in with me at the Princeton Library Virtual Authors Day on May 1st.
Okay, that would be good. So we know that you've been in the business for so long, and you've helped a number of people launch books. When I asked what's
very old,
no, I was going to say, when I asked what's not working, I'm not going to get any advice from you, because you don't do things that don't work.
I will tell you what's not working.
Okay, not for you personally, but tell us in general what you've seen that's not worked.
It's not worked for me too, because I've done it.
Okay.
Not marketing your book. Just putting it out there and hoping that the world will notice it. Mm. And I am just as bad as anyone else. I really am great at telling other people how to market their books. And I had this when I started sending out these emails. I don't want to do this. I'm shy. I'm asking for a favor. I don't want to bother my friends. All of those objections that I tell other people about, it's because I do them myself. I don't want to do them. And I had to talk myself into getting over that I'm going to bother someone feeling. Mm-hmm. So marketing is about telling people. And the day you're not marketing your book is the day you're not selling your book.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a very good point. What's not working is sitting back and hoping and praying that your book will sell itself, because magically it doesn't. I mean, there are certainly things you can do to get Amazon to recommend it, and having reviews is absolutely
one of the first
things you need to do. So this has been extremely, I think, helpful. I always ask people, my guests, to give an action step, but you went into such great detail.
My whole book is action steps.
Well, I don't have to ask you to tell people, like, how do you get started? Like one baby step. You went right to the heart of it with, making a list and putting it in a spreadsheet and talking, all of those things, talking yourself into it and tracking it. And so I won't ask that one, but is there anything, let me ask this then, is there anything that's cropped up for you personally as you've been marketing your book that surprised you, that was different than what you expected? Maybe you found it to be fun. Maybe it was an opportunity that dropped into your lap that you didn't expect was going to happen. So something unusual, something different. So, just something that surprised you. It doesn't even have to be that grandly different.
Okay. I had a friend years ago who told me about something called marketing karma. Her theory was that if you contact so many people every week, you'll get sales. Now, the karma part is you probably won't get sales from the people that you have just called. You say, I have to call 10 people every week to make 3 sales. So you'll make your 3 sales, and they'll be from somebody that you haven't heard from for 6 months, 8 months, 3 years. There is this marketing karma out there. It is the serendipity, because you're out there doing stuff. You emailed me the other day saying, I am starting this podcast and I need people to do it. And I was like, wow, I'm doing a book. And it's because if I hadn't been doing a book, I would have said, oh, yeah, Cindy, I know 3 other people who are doing this. I wouldn't have promoted myself. So anytime I tell people I am working on a book, I have found that I get more marketing done. The first time I wrote a book, which was in about 2012, and I remember going to it was a NAJAB owners, New Jersey Association of Women Business Owners, which is where Cindy and I met, meeting. And I stood up and said, I'm writing a book. And at the end of the meeting, someone came up to me, oh, well, I am in such and such an organization and I need speakers all the time. And if you're writing a book, obviously you're an expert. So come and be a speaker for me. I would never have gotten that opportunity if I hadn't stood up and said, I'm writing a book. So stand up either in person or through social media and say, I'm writing a book.
And that's a really incredibly powerful thing for people to do, is to not wait until the book is actually written to start marketing. You don't even have to write really almost sentence 1 before you can say, I'm writing a book. It's going to be on this kind of a topic. It's for these kind of people. But just even putting it out there in the world, maybe in your email signature, maybe standing up, in front of a group and saying, I'm writing a book, will open up opportunities for you. And I love their story because it's something you hadn't expected to happen. Mm-hmm. You didn't even know that there was an opportunity out there. It wasn't on your horizon. You weren't planning for it. It was just, I love karma, your karma, my marketing
yes.
karma.
Marketing karma, but I believe in it. And you mentioned something, putting it on your email signature. Putting a book on your email signature, it's amazing how many people will respond back, I didn't know you were writing a book. And, it's free. And everyone that you send an email to will get it. It is the quickest word of mouth in this day and age that you can have.
Yeah. Now I want to thank Steve and Lisa for being with us. It's exciting to have somebody asking questions. And Lisa wanted to know if you had any comments on the advantage/disadvantages of selling your book on your own website versus Amazon, which is a perfect opportunity to say, I have a link for Karen's book. I will drop it in the comments right now as I scroll to it and find it, where you can find it and where you can find her. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, why don't you talk a little bit about it? Steve's comment was you need to do both. But, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages? We got about 2 minutes to say that. So
okay.
Think fast.
I used to say you should do both. Now I really believe in directing all sales, as many sales as possible, to Amazon, because Amazon plays the rating game. The more books you sell, the more Amazon will move you up to the top of the list and promote you. So if you are selling the book only on Amazon, all of your sales are showing on Amazon. And Steve is telling me you should do both. He believes this. Steve, you haven't put your book out yet. He's working on everybody. And that goes to my next point, is there's no one right way to market a book. I have my way. I've done it both. I have my way I prefer, but there is no one right way. And there are people who are set up to do promotion on their website, to distribute through their own. And I see Steve's put up another question. If your website directly links it to your Amazon link for the sales, then you will get those metrics. That is correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm trying to keep these really short and actionable, and certainly Karen, you made the actions really crystal clear. So if you missed the very beginning of it, go back and listen to Karen's steps for getting the 100 review strategy on Amazon to help sell your book. She went through in great detail, and I want to thank you for that. But do you have any final words of wisdom, final advice for people today here?
Oh, gee, that's hard because you've obviously figured out I'm long-winded. My one piece of advice is just do it. You have to just go out, write the book, start the book, finish the book, get it up and published, and then market it, and do something every week about it.
Okay, that's absolutely good advice. So I want to thank you, Karen, for coming on today. You're not long-winded. We're just old friends catching up, and we could talk for hours about a lot of things. But I appreciate you coming on and sharing what you've learned, what's working right now for you, your strategy, and as well as some of the wisdom that you've gathered from working with hundreds of authors over the years, thousands. I have no idea how many people, but I know you've worked with a lot of people.
Hundreds, probably not thousands.
Okay. At any rate, she's got a wealth of experience. Like I said, I've put in the comments, if you want to connect up with Karen, she can be found at opendoorpublications with an S.com, opendoorpublications.com, or you can pre-order her book, and that link is way too long for me to do. It's on Amazon. The title is How to Sell Your Book Today. Focus. Help me with the rest of it.
Oh, you had to ask me my subtitle.
Yeah.
Focus your marketing for today's digital economy. But if you put in,
but I can't find it right now.
If you put in how to sell your book today and my name, Karen Hodges Miller, it will come up very quickly.
They will find it. Okay. So again, thank you for Karen. You've been a great guest. I want to thank everybody for watching today, whether it's live or on the replay. I am really glad that you're here. I look forward to seeing you the next time. We're going to be going live again we're not going to be going live. It's a recorded video on Friday the 2nd, which happens to be Good Friday. And I think my guest is from Australia or Dubai. I can't keep track of it, but that's like the middle of the night. So she's not going to come live with us, but there will be a watch party, and there will be a new episode on April 2nd at noon. I want to know if you are an author who uses or plans to use your book for your business. I would love to know about that, because I'd love to have you as a guest here as well. Please feel free to direct message me on Facebook and to see if we're a good fit. And hopefully we'd be able to host you here on the show. Right now, we're going every other week, but in May, we're going to be going weekly. So the next one again is Friday, April 2nd at noon. I know that there are a lot of people out there that have a message that they want to share, but they're not sure how to market their book. They're certainly not sure how to make money with it. And the insights that you get from my guests of what's working right now for real authors can make a difference to people. So if you have a book, please connect with me, and hopefully we'll see you here either as a guest or as a participant in the not too distant future. And just again, thank you, Karen, for joining me, thank you for joining me and having everybody join us here at the Business Book Bistro. So bye for now.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.